Then suddenly there was something that came out of nothing. Nothing became something of the universe. Really? Maybe not. What is the reality? Does something really come out of nothing? Throughout the entire universe, there was nothing. Then suddenly, there was something that came out of nothing. Nothing became something of the universe. Really? Maybe not. What is the reality? Does something really come out of nothing? Throughout the entire universe, there was nothing. Then suddenly, there was something that came out of nothing. Nothing became something of the universe. Really?
Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video on reciteontv.com. Do it now! Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video. Reciteontv.com.
Throughout the entire universe, there was nothing. Then suddenly, there was something that came out of...
Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video. Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video on reciteontv.com. Do it now! Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video. Reciteontv.com. Do it now!
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And you're watching this coming almost live all the way from our studios right here in Southern California. Look around. What do you think? And guess what? We've got a special program for you tonight. Always a special program. And it's always for you. I'd like for you to share this immediately. So pick up your phone and give somebody a call. Tell them how apps on their phone. On the website, guideus.tv. Yeah, remember to tell them it's not a .com, it's a .tv. All right. And the other thing is that we have the new box. We'll be talking about that a little bit later in the week. But also, if you have a box, you know what it is. But for those of you who are excited about this new, it's not really new because we do it every year, but maybe it's new to you. Contest. Recite the Quran. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. ReciteTheQuran.com. It's actually called ReciteOnTV.com. All the way from St. Louis, Mo. And we have Dr. Sultan. Assalamu alaikum, Doctor. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
MashaAllah.
Looking forward to another great night.
Well, you came to the right place, I think. All right. Now, guys, if you don't mind, please take a couple of minutes to listen carefully what I'm asking you to do. First of all, if you're watching this on the social media side, if you're watching this on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or any of those, then be sure that you share this with other people. If you're watching us on our satellite, then tell folks that you know how they can get us on their phone, on their, mobile phone, or laptop, or desktop, any kind of computer. You can watch us on guideus.tv. If you want to use a browser, you can also watch us on, I think it's on Hulu and LinkedIn, and I don't remember all the different ones that we have. But be sure that whenever you're searching to find out, wherever you're searching, whether it's on the boxes like Google Box TV or whatever, and our own, or any place on Google, for instance, type in Guide Us TV. And as soon as you do, you'll find out where and how you can watch us. Okay? And now, Doctor, Assalamu alaikum.
Yes. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right. One of the things that we're talking about real big time is the first prize is $1,000. And that's why the kids are always excited whenever we announce this. And we do it the month after Ramadan. So the month after Ramadan is Shawwal. And then the next month after that is Dhul Qaeda. So at the beginning of Dhul Qaeda, we like to start this program, and it's to get kids back involved in the Quran. Because, and I know that everybody is focusing on Quran in the month of Ramadan. And still some are, well, you got your Eid celebrations and everything going on in Shawwal, and people want to go out and see their friends and so on. But Dhul Qaeda is the 1 month when a lot of folks are not paying attention to the Quran, and so that's why we put it in this month. That's number one. Number two is that we want the kids to be prepared so that they get familiar with the contest, because maybe they'll be eligible for a really big contest. The very first winner that we was when we were still in Virginia on the opposite side of the United States. And we had the contest, and the winner actually was in Columbus, Ohio, which we later moved there a couple of years after that, but not because of that, but anyway. So he wanted to come up and receive his award and everything there. So we were in Chicago for a very big seminar with, it was actually a conference. And we had, ICNA was there, MASS was there. It was really, really big. And they had a huge contest, and he had won our contest, and then I talked to them, and they were very acceptable for him to come in and participate there. It was really, really great. So I'm not guaranteed that anybody's going to win, and I don't guarantee that anybody's going to get to go from there, but these are the possibilities. Allah opens a lot of doors when you do something for him. Is that right?
Yes, exactly right.
So, Doctor, how much time did it take you to memorize the Quran, whatever you have memorized?
Well, this is my lifetime process. I memorized some of it during my childhood until the age of 17, 18. And then later on, I just memorized here and there. And it's still now and then once some ayah excites me, incites me, and I just try to memorize that. So it's an ongoing process. No, I'm not a hafiz of Quran, but I know very little Quran. But it is heartening when you say it during recite it during namaz, and it just gets you more close to Allah Ta'ala.
Well, I'm excited to tell everybody more and more and more about all of this. And we've made up some very nice graphics for them to see. Here's one of them right here. See that? And by the way, I'm right behind here. You see my arms walking around there? Yeah. Whoa. Anyway, so it's called Recite on TV. And that's a .com, reciteontv.com, and that's where you can get all of the more information about it. Let's see, I think I accidentally turned something off here. Here we go. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I hope everybody can still hear me. I think I don't know what I turned off, but something. Every night I screw up on something, don't I? So,
life is about struggle.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to also ask you, Doctor, have you ever participated in any kind of a contest like that?
No, not yet.
Have
life to live. Not yet.
All right. Well, that sounds to me like somebody who's considering participating. Now, you know that your eligibility is canceled now because you're on the air with us all the time. So, sorry.
All right. I'll try my luck somewhere else. As you said, if one door is closed, Allah Ta'ala opens other doors and even opens such doors that you can never, ever imagine that those doors will be open for you.
Well, that also is true. I really, I'm living testimony for that, because many times I have seen that what I thought was, it was finished. You know, there's no way, we can't do anything. We're lost. And but then somehow Allah makes things work out for us. And I'm
I was thinking about you the other day, and when hadith came to me, I read a hadith where Anzar Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that when Allah Ta'ala likes somebody, He opens the way to deen. And that is a Sahih hadith, that when Allah Ta'ala likes you, it creates a love for His own religion, Islam.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
No, that's just I was thinking about you, and just came to my mind that how Allah Ta'ala opened the door for you, and not only just become a Muslim. There is one part of Quran which comes to my mind, which when the Hazrat was close to his mission, and everyone was accepting Islam right and left. At that time, Allah Ta'ala said to those new Muslims that you can call yourself a Muslim, but Iman has not entered your heart yet. Yes, when you say Kalma La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, yes, now you have entered Islam, but Deen is something which is in your heart. And when Deen touches your heart, it is that time when you not only are enlightened, but you start enlightening the rest of the people and see how much effort you are making after becoming Muslim, having Iman, that how much propagation of Islam, mashallah, you're doing. And I pray that Allah Ta'ala accepts your efforts wholeheartedly.
Ameen. I say Ameen to that right away.
Ameen. Ameen.
Yeah. I hope that Allah will always accept from all of us and keep us on His Sirat al-Mustaqim, on the straight path. And because we started so late today, I had to, there was someone who called in and they wanted to talk, and I had to ask them to call us back later while we were on the air, and I was hoping they would call us now, but I don't know if they... it seemed like they had a real good question, too. Let me see if I can... There he is. He's calling us right now. SubhanAllah.
Oh, my SubhanAllah.
Yeah, all right. I just picked up my phone, and there he is. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Go ahead. Tell everybody your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Joanna Leslie, and I'm calling from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right. How's everything there in Grand Rapids?
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's everything's starting to open up a little bit. You know, like the stores and restaurants, and the mosque just opened up this Friday as well.
All right.
Things are hopefully getting back to normal.
Well, I don't know. My wife asked me, "What do you think normal is?" I was like,
Yeah.
That's a really good question,
Yeah, we can only pray.
What do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I had a few questions actually for you, Jake. So my first one was like regarding how to donate to your your website and your fund. I wasn't really clear on it. I didn't see like a link or anything on the YouTube channel.
All right. I think you asked me that, and I sent a text to your phone. Did you not get it? I was showing you how to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I did see that link, but I honestly never opened it. So
Yeah, a real simple way is let me open up a browser right here right now while we're talking, and I'll just make sure, because we own several different ones. Donate. Let's see. Donate to Islam. Let's see. That should be. Yeah. Donate to Islam.com. Try that and see what you get out of that. Donate to Islam.com. Now that's a forwarded link that'll go over to Mobile Costs, and they're actually like our banker for us. And they charge a little percentage, but it's not so much that you can't stand it. You know what I mean? So that is one of the many that we have. But that's the simplest way. But now, if somebody wants to know what the projects are that we have, then we have another one. It's called Donate Islam. Donate Islam is different from Donate to Islam in that you'll get to see the projects, what we got going on, the Recite on TV Quran project, the Qurans that we're giving out, the allahsquran.com, and Share Islam, our 10th anniversary thing, and there's a bunch of stuff there. What's your next question?
Okay. So my next question, I think, was just kind of I guess a really broad question, just regarding everything with all the lockdowns going on, all the
all right,
just unrest, protests, the riots, all this craziness.
Okay, but what's the question? Everybody's familiar with the content there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So my question is, I guess how can we better like get together with, just people with faith? How can we like try to like?
Actually, what you're saying right now is something that we are very, very concerned about ourselves, because what we want to do is to provide that, and this is what we're working on day and night, all the time. So, in case you didn't know that, that is what we are working on. So, yeah, that we are working, because obviously, if you can't be close to people, you can't have a lot of people together in a place. They put limits, even in a football stadium that'll hold 100,000 people. They're only letting maybe 10,000 go or something like that. I'm just giving a number out there. I don't know what the real thing is, but they're very much limiting it. And if they see anybody as getting too close, not wearing a face mask, they have the right to just kick them out, So that's why we're doing these programs. We started in February, and we've done one every single night. We haven't missed a single night. I've not been able to do a Juma khutbah every week, but that's not necessary anyway, because you can't really pray a Juma salah, even though you hear a khutbah, but you're watching it over the TV. So the scholar said, no, you can't do that. So, and I don't know, they might change their mind about it, but currently that's how it is. So what's your next question?
Well, that was just pretty much it. It was kind of more just, I guess just share, like concerns and stuff with you. What I mean? Like, we're all concerned about like, everything going on, and when if they ever will get back to like, a normalcy soon, and I just really hope like our Muslim world doesn't really let this divide us. Because like people, you put them away long enough, they kind of like start to like, just as far as like not being like connected to the mosques, and just a lot of stuff that you do in person. It's kind of hard doing it doing it online. And, I don't know. It's not the same like when you're
well,
in actual.
You're right in the sense that you're not able to reach out and shake somebody's hand. You're not able to hug them. However, this is something that we should really focus on. One of the things about the spread of this virus is that people speaking really loud will transmit that out really bad, the same as sneezing or coughing. And one of the things that I've noticed since I've been a Muslim is a lot of times when any speaker gets up to talk, they raise their voice really loud, and they start speaking so loud, and that transmits that out. So it's really a good idea to watch something on a screen rather than to be up close to the person, because you never know who might be their carrier, even if they don't have it. Is that right?
100% right.
Yeah, well, we could ask the doctor about that, and I don't want to play like a doctor because I'm not. So, Dr. Sultan, tell us about that a little bit, please.
Yes, exactly. Because when you speak loud, you sneeze, you cough. They have shown on the video that the small droplets, how far do they go? And to really learn from this, just go on YouTube and search for coughing and spread of virus or something of that sort. And you will see those beautiful videos. I mean, it is amazing that what mind can think and demonstrate regarding COVID-19. So that's why talking loud and sneezing in public and coughing in public, you should use proper precautions, which is wearing the mask and not talking too loud.
Yeah, we want to be very careful about that, I think. Okay, anything else, brother?
No, that should be it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your patience. I know you tried to reach us the other day, and we had the difficulty then, so thank you so much for calling in, and I hope we answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jake.
Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah. MashaAllah. We better take a quick break right now before Dr. Adil gets in here, and let's see, where did I put that? I think this is it right here. Yeah, here we go. Stay tuned, stay guided with Guidance TV. We'll be right back right after.
Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video on reciteontv.com. Do it now. Hey kids, you can...
Was it? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wow. We are back. Doctor, there's some noise going on in the background. I don't know what it is. Ah, I know now. Whenever I saw you do that, I know where the noise is coming from. There's a microphone on that set of headphones that you're using, and whenever that moves, that is what the problem is. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right.
Is it okay now?
No, it'll always do that as long as you use that, because if you're seeing me right now, if you're the way it's hanging down, if you move it back and forth or anything like that, it's gonna really make a lot of noise.
Okay.
It'll be louder than your voice, actually, but you won't hear it, but we will, because it's physically inside of that mic. It's doing that. Anyway, so we wanted to give you a chance really to talk about the Quran, because this is the focus of what all of this is about. And whenever you're working with your patients, do you ever have the Quran going in the background or anything?
No, because one part of the human brain is that you can do only one thing at a time. If you're listening to Quran, you cannot listen to the patient. Or when you're doing something, you're focusing on that one act at a time.
Yeah, I understand, but I didn't mean while you were talking with the patient, but like in the waiting room when they're just sitting there, do you have anything that they can pick up about the Quran or hear the Quran or anything?
No, not yet.
Okay. We had a chance in Ohio. A brother followed the example, and he set up a coffee shop. And it was a very popular coffee shop. Every time I would go in there, there was people in there. But, well, that didn't make any sense, because obviously if I walk in, there is at least one person, right? Anyway, so, yeah. But he put up a big screen in the back of the coffee shop with Guidance TV on it. And then we supplied him with booklets, pamphlets, and big books, and books in Arabic, and all kinds of things that we put in there, so that anybody who came in, they could use it like a reading room. And I don't think he even had it a year before somebody approached him, and he sold it to them, another group of Muslims. And what was nice is he had a big rack of displaying the pamphlets that we have. And then people could just walk up and say, well, how much is this? And then he could say, well, you're a good customer, just take it. And they would be like, wow, thank you so much, And the idea was, we don't sell anything anyway. If people want to donate to help us do more, we'll do that. But once somebody donates to us, that is not ours to play with it. So we turn it into the dawah, that whatever we need to do. But then I don't want anybody paying for dawah. I don't want them to watch a commercial, an advertising. I don't want them to have to pay for 1 cent for postage. If people want to donate, they can do that. We encourage people to donate all the time. But I don't want anybody to pay for it, because otherwise, if you think about this, no prophet ever, peace be upon all of them, not a single one of them ever charged people to find out about Islam, did they? Doctor?
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Dawah is for the sake of Allah Ta'ala, and Allah Ta'ala will reward us.
We always hope so.
Yes.
But the other thing is that I use, sometimes brothers will come to me and they'll say, why don't you just charge for this or take some advertising on there? We also have a radio station. I don't know if you know that. On our radio station, they said, well, why don't you just take some ads on the radio station? Take some ads on the YouTube channel. By the way, we started the very first YouTube channel for Islam on YouTube when they started up. When they first started up. And
Mashallah.
Nobody else had anything about Islam. We the first one, the very first video. And so people would tell me, even from that time until now, why don't you just take some of the ads, or when you're on the Google or YouTube? And I say, no, because and until you can show me a prophet who put a sign up in front of his yard, in his front of his house in the front yard, and it said religion for sale or lease by owner, I know that no prophet ever did that, and I'm not going to do it either. And I'm not a prophet, obviously. I'm not even a scholar, but I don't think that it's appropriate. Although I see a lot of people doing it. I see so many Muslims who are advertising, but I just don't want to do that. I don't want to get stuck with that. What's your take on that?
Oh, this is absolutely remarkable. This is the world we live in, is the world of money. And one thing, that nothing happens in this world without money. But depending on Allah Ta'ala for providing us resources and 100% trusting, you can see that despite the fact that you're rejecting money from so many resources, but Allah Ta'ala is bringing you the money to be able to, you're talking about 3,000 websites and satellite and so many other things.
4,000. 4,000.
4,000, I'm sorry.
But who's
4,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazes me.
When I first started with the websites back in 1998, I remember a brother telling me, because I started with two. I didn't start with one. I started with two. I had one that was called islamtoday.com, which was transferred over to a scholar in Saudi Arabia. Then I had another one called muslimchaplains.org. And a brother told me, he said, why do you have to have two? That's too many. You just get one. And now we have like 4,000. So, but people still say that. Why you got so many? You don't need all of that. Well, I don't think that they actually know what we're doing with all that either. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So I'm wondering if we could put that little thing up again about the Recite on TV. This is a contest, guys. Here's the contest. Take a look at this.
Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video on reciteontv.com.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Okay, guys, what that is really all about, and I can put that up on the screen right now. And let's see if I can do that. Okay. Yep. I just put that right in front of my face. Reciteontv.com. If you want to check it out and want to learn more about what we're doing there, what it entails, how to get signed up for it and everything, then just go ahead and go to reciteontv.com, and then you'll see at the top of the page on the browser, you'll see the home and how to get signed in and all the rest of it. Just go check it out and sign up. Start working right away. And let me tell you one more time. I told you about it last night, but let me tell you how you can do this. You can have a nice background. You don't have to have something like this. You don't. but it needs to be nice, neat, and orderly. Don't do it on your bed with a bookcase and a dresser in the background with clothes all over it and things like that, because we're not going to be able to put it on the television. And so it's called Recite on TV, so figure it out, right? We're going to put it on TV, and you're going to have people who are going to know what you're trying to do, and they're going to vote for that, and there will be voting and judging. The voting is one thing, and that's where you're going to get your prizes from, all of prizes of all kinds. But the money that it's awarded is coming from the ones who are selected. The top one is $1,000, and that's done by the judges, and they decide. Okay, and then the second place has 10 people. So if don't think, oh, I was second place or third place or fourth place. All the next who are selected each get $100. And that is the first time that we're doing this way, because before we did something like $1,000, and then the next one was less, and the next one less and less, and like that. But we decided that we want to make it so that it's more fair for the next, like, runners up. So each one of them will get $100, and we're going to make that from now on. If it works out good this time, we're going to always do it that way. And but everybody who signs up and uploads a video for the contest, if it's accepted to be a regular, if the audio is good and there's a decent picture there, then they will receive a nice prize. We're going to be talking about those and be showing those a little bit later in as the month goes forward. It starts in Dhul Qaeda and it goes all the way up to Dhul Hijjah, and then at the time of the Arafat, the day of Arafat, that's when we're going to be having the judging. That's in Dhul Hijjah, and then the next day we'll announce all of the awards. So you got a little over a month to do this, so get working on it, okay, guys? All right. And now, Doctor, let me give you another question about the Quran. Whenever somebody asks you about Islam, do you have any Qurans to give out to them, like the translations that we use, like this one?
No, I don't. At one time I had. What I do is I donate every year to Al Furqan, and they donate themselves. But I love to have this, and I would love to pass them on.
Yeah,
for a donation.
Yeah, I would like I'd like for the doctors in their waiting room or any place that we could put these. So when we have people like yourself that donate for that, then we can send out boxes of these. We have thousands and thousands of these. And these are really the best of the translations that I have seen. They're really, really good. Sahih International is one of the ones that we use, and it is very impressive that when you read it, you understand it. You feel like this is the essence of the Quran, because sometimes the translators will interpret the meanings and they might miss something. Very often they'll say something in a way that they say, well, it makes sense to me. Well, every time you do that, if it's not a literal translation based on how the Prophet ﷺ is telling us, then you can get really off on it, especially if you use a word that everybody's using right now in English. It doesn't mean that they're going to use that same word 10 years from now. Let me give you one example. In the 1950s, if I would have said to somebody at school, because I went to school in the 1940s, 1950s, and so if I would have said to somebody, hey, my uncle came over and he was so happy, you know, he's gay, he's a gay person, they would have had a whole different meaning back then than it would have now. And somebody today might be flattered, but somebody then would be insulted, because if you said, well, this is the person who is a homosexual, then they would have been freaking out and go crazy, and you'd have a big problem. Yeah, but today this is normal, you know. So that's a classic example. But also the very first word, let's come back to the Quran. The example that I think is the very first word that came, the first word that came with the Quran was the word Iqra. Is that right?
Yes. Iqra, read.
No.
Or
no. It's not. It doesn't mean read.
Or recite.
Yeah, it does. That is. You see the difference. Now,
yes.
Here's the problem. Your microphone's doing that again, by the way. Every time you're moving. Yeah, it is really. It's making a lot of noise.
Put it out, okay? Let me put it out right there.
Oh, that's much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But say that word read is not incorrect, because at the time of the first translation was from the French. There was a French translation from Arabic to French, and that was in the 1600s. And that one was translated then into English. And then after that, George Sale translated, and he brought the first one straight from the Arabic to the English, and I think he did that in the 1600s as well. Now, you have to think, what was the word read at that time? Because the majority of people in the world at that time did not read. They didn't know how to read. The majority of the people of the world did not know how to read. They might identify their own signature or one or two words, but they couldn't read documents. Even when I was a small boy, there were a lot of people around, not a majority, of course, but there were a lot of people that didn't know how to read. And you would have to tell him what stop sign, this is a stop sign. Okay, then he would go by the shape of it. And that's why they had different shapes of signs at that time, because there were people that didn't know how to read. Now, the word read at that time that they were translating this in the 1600s, 1700s, was something that people used as a reading. When you would have somebody who was going to come and perform a reading for you. And then you would bring together all your friends, and they would have high tea or sit around there and enjoy visiting with each other. And then this person would stand up and he would read. But he wouldn't read a book. He would read from memory. So that was the understanding. It didn't mean he even knew how to read. It meant that he was going to recite for them. And so that's why they use the word read, and it continued and continued even up until today. There's another word that's misunderstood. By the way, the reading of, if you understand that, then you get that, because our Prophet ﷺ never read. He couldn't read. And some people even tried to say, oh, he must have been able to read because the angel wouldn't have. Some Muslims said that. Why would the angel say read? Well, some detractors from Islam said the same thing. Well, how come God didn't know he didn't know how to read? So he sends an angel, and the angel is saying, read, read, read. And he says, I don't know how to read. But he didn't say that. He said, Ma ana bikari. I'm not a reciter. So some people said that he said, Ana umi. He didn't say that. What he said was, Ma ana bikari. He didn't say I'm illiterate. So that is a very important point to bring up, that translations are really not as reliable as going to the authentic text of the Quran. It makes sense?
It absolutely makes sense. The same thing I say to my Christian friends when they say Jesus said, "Oh Father." I said, I don't know what Jesus said and how he addressed Allah Ta'ala, but one thing I can tell you 100% for sure, he did not say my father, because he didn't know English. Whatever he said, this is what you are translating into the word father. So you have to go to the basic, I think that was Aramaic was his language.
Aramaic,
so you have to go,
yes, that's right.
So you have to go in that and see exactly what he said. And that is what he said, not what you are translating into English.
Yeah, and there's another word that I'd like to mention about the word salah. They tell us that the word salah means prayer. But if you know the Arabic language, it comes from the same root as the word sila. And sila, if I ask some of the Arabs, what is sila? They go like this. They go like this. And you say, why is that? They said, this is a connection. You're making a connection. Like when you hook up a trailer to a truck, that's a connection. When you pick up your phone and you want to call somebody, you have to have a connection to the service that you have. And so that is a connection. The word, if I go like this and I'm calling on Allah, well, what is the word for call? If you're calling people to Islam, what do you call that in Arabic? You're calling somebody to Islam. What do you call it? Doctor?
No, I don't. Arabic's not my language.
No. This is in Urdu. It's also in Urdu. Same word in Urdu. When they go out for tabligh, when they go for tabligh, they say that we're going to go give, no, but tabligh means preaching, but they say we're going to go give dawah, right?
Dawah, right.
So dawah.
Invitation.
Dawah actually means to pray. That's the literal translation from English to Arabic. When you go into the courtroom and you pray to the judge, you're not praying to him as in worship. You're asking the judge to do something for you. And when you say Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, you're asking Allah. You're making dawah to Allah or dua to Allah. We make dua all the time, right?
Exactly.
So what do you think?
Exactly.
Dawah is prayer.
Dawah is prayer, right.
It's to call.
To call.
Not worship. Worship is ibadah.
Ibadah.
Slavery. That's another way to translate it. We talked about that last night. We're not really slaves, but we're voluntary servants of Allah. But that's why we're called ibadiyah. We are worshiping Almighty God. Does it make sense?
Well, absolutely makes sense. So you see, today you have brought up such fine differences which not understanding the word properly can really mess up the meanings. So that's why it is so important to understand the language and exactly what it means in another language. It becomes quite difficult. Instead of one word, you may have to use several words, a sentence or sentences to put across the same word, meaning of one word. Especially Arabic is such a detail or such a sophisticated language that whatever you want to say, you can say in minimum words. Instead of having sentences, you can say just one word, what we're trying to say.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And guess what? They're trying to reach me right now to tell me that we need to get off the air because we've got some other programs going on. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah. And also, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put something up so people can see this right now. Take a look at this, guys. We're going to go out with this. Stay tuned, stay guided with Guidus TV. And right now, it is a good chance for you to just watch what we got right here. Just take a look at this.
You're watching the Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah?
Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah?
One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness that Muhammad.
That's right. We're right across the river from Palestine. As a matter of fact, here in Aqaba, the new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that, inshallah ta'ala, we'll all be able to benefit from.
We can't keep running without your support. Support now.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at donatetoislam.com.
Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video on reciteontv.com. Do it now! Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right, beginning right now. Record your favorite surah or ayah of Quran in Arabic. Upload your videos, as many as you like. Tell your relatives and friends to rate your video on reciteontv.com. Do it now! Hey kids, you can recite the Quran on TV. That's right.
Throughout the entire universe, there was nothing. Then suddenly...
I'm Yusuf Estes for Guidus TV. Are you fed up with watching some of these commercial channels that are out there now? The information that's coming to us, twisted or improper, and things that we don't want our kids to watch. So that's why we have Guidus TV. And we're broadcasting all over the United States, Canada, Alaska, Hawaii, the Caribbean islands, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No commercial interruptions, no advertising, and no subscription rate. All of that to keep it free, to keep Islam out there in front of the people, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, enjoying and benefiting from these great shows. And our live programs coming to us on a regular basis from great scholars in the United States, Canada, and around the world, showing us, teaching us in the English language how to deal with the problems we all face every day from the Islamic perspective. That's what I'm talking about. So we all come away with a much better understanding and a way to deal with life's problems.
Get guided, get guided. Oh, Guidus TV.
إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون